In Commander, sometimes we all like to cheat. I'm not talking about taking illegal game actions or playing more lands than you should. I'm not talking about stacking your deck in your favor or intentionally playing the game wrong for your own benefit. I'm talking about when us, as Commander players, truly understand the value of a guaranteed spell. Today, I want to present a mindset you might or might not think of when choosing your Commander. If you like content like this, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. And feel free to support me on Patreon with the link in the description, where you can get access to one extra video per week, deck reviews, and you can recommend videos yourself that you'd like to see. Thank you to all my current patron supporters, and let's get on with the video. Everyone and their grandmother can probably understand the fact that a commander is simply a free spell for the player to cast multiple times per game. This is not an extraordinary statement. Your commander serves a purpose your 99 will help you fulfill. The choice of who you want to be at the helm of your deck is one of the most important choices in the deck building process though. Because of this, commanders can be ranked based off of many factors. What colors do they provide for your deck? What function or strategy do they want to fulfill? Are they absolutely necessary? Or do they fill a niche void your deck is lacking? The 99 in Commander is important to craft correctly. In other videos, I describe the broad strategies a player can have access to. I also cover some easy frameworks to follow, like generic vegetable functions like card draw, removal, ramp, and value. Oftentimes when you fill your deck with vegetables, you often can run out of space quickly for your actual main strategy. But what happens when your commander can do one of these vegetable functions really well? Well, then the need for this portion of your deck suddenly doesn't require as much investment on your part, and your main strategy can run free. Oftentimes, commanders want to go a certain way with how they are designed, but when they lack some of these critical functions, they really force you to be a veggie deck first and a commander deck second. Because of this, I tend to label some commanders as cheaters. Cheater commanders do exactly what their name suggests. They cheat. Are you lacking card draw in your deck? Toski can handle that for you. Don't want to add yet another Soul Ring to one of your decks? Malcolm has you covered. Want a way to consistently get rid of threats from your opponents? Lagrella can do that for you. Can't seem to push over the edge and take a win? Jetmir can literally win you the game on his own. These commanders and many other commanders find ways to give the player value that is absolutely unfair in other contexts. Now, cheater isn't a negative term by any means. In fact, this is a positive term that can be prescribed to commanders that have one of these great functions. Think about it like this. Instead of eating a ton of vegetables with a little protein on the side, you can have a bit less vegetables and have more protein. And instead, you take a supplement that will help you maintain the same overall deck health. The cheater commander simply provides value for your deck so that you can invest more into other avenues. The cheater commander is the supplement. Now, the only time I would possibly say a cheater commander is negative is with partner commanders. Partners fundamentally break the game of Magic as we know it, providing color combos not otherwise available, having multiple cheater commander options available that can now be in one deck, and of course, just overall being overtuned on their own, but also generic enough to function in most color combos you choose to put them in. Besides that though, most cheater commanders you will see will fulfill one of these functions very well. Cheater commanders can often be used in any kind of deck, as they just provide a simple and good effect for the player to capitalize off of. And now we are back to our original statement. Your commander is a guaranteed spell. So what is the point of all this rambling? What am I actually looking to accomplish with everything I've been saying? I'm saying this hopefully to change your mindset when looking for a commander. The process of finding an actual commander can take many different forms. Maybe you want an archetype like Treasures, Spellslinger, Aggro, or Big Stompy. Maybe you're interested in the commander itself and think it's an interesting creature to build around. Maybe you're looking for a commander for an already completed deck and you want to find a creature that can tie it all together. No matter what it is, keep this mindset at the forefront. Your commander is a guaranteed spell. Moving forward, with this kind of mindset, you can now put different commanders in different categories. Keep in mind before I say these categories are very broad. Commanders can be multiple of these categories. Some commanders might even be all three, but these are just general things that I like to do to label the commander itself and can be a determining factor of how you build the deck around this commander that you end up choosing. So here we go. Value or cheater commanders tend to be cast early on and accrue value over the game. They tend to cheat by providing something your deck would otherwise lack. a supplement, if you will. Cheater commanders often can be seen as a bit boring, as they typically provide a generic ability while the rest of your deck carries out the main strategy. But what most cheater commanders lack in creativity or spice, they make up for in consistency, and they allow your deck to be much more all in on that strategy of your choice. Because it's simply fulfilling a function that you otherwise would have had to invest into, these commanders really max out the consistency of your deck and just make the game run a lot more smooth. They do also take a bit more hate in terms of removal though, so always be on the lookout for that. The second category is functional commanders. Function commanders are similar, but slightly different from value commanders. Instead of casting early on and accruing value, these commanders like to be played at very select times. They provide a niche function to your otherwise sound and vegetable full commander deck. Maybe they are your finisher, maybe they are your combo piece, or maybe they can serve as protection or even removal for your deck when you might be low on cards. Function commanders, while also possibly being a bit boring, as they are mostly vegetable commanders, can be extremely fun and satisfying to play, as they can provide a huge swing from the command zone. Lost games can simply be won by playing the commander once or twice for their extremely useful effects. I have a lot of these function commanders. They're typically played around the mid to late game, once my board is already set and ready to go. And these commanders allow me to finish the game so quickly and consistently. They provide that function of getting me over the edge and being able to quickly complete a game. Jetmir is probably my best example of this type of commander. You play him once, maybe twice, and you have one of the best overrun effects in the entire game. My 1/1 mana dorks are now essentially 8 damage thanks to his effects. He really is just such a crazy threat in the command zone and provides an insane function that allows my deck to finish games that they otherwise would not be able to. Now, lastly, true commanders. True commanders are the strategy itself, leading the rest of your 99 to the finish line by providing a clear strategy for you to build around and also providing the tools for you to do so. If function commanders and cheater commanders are the supplements and vegetables of deck building, these commanders are the juicy steak. Fill up your deck with a well-rounded, synergistic pile of cards that your commander can capitalize well on and keep the train running. True commanders are called true, in my eyes, as when thinking about commanders in a more broad sense, in EDH, we find fun and interesting creatures we want to build around. True commanders are often these creatures. They have a clear strategy in mind and often are the most memorable creatures around. Now, sometimes these true commanders can be a little bit hated on because they are kind of the engine to your entire strategy and not really any of the vegetables. Oftentimes, you can just remove it once or twice and now you're kind of done with it. Voltron decks in this kind of strategy are what I'm talking about. A lot of my combat trick decks are kind of the same thing. If you remove it just a couple times, you're kind of out of the game, which is why your vegetables need to be the highest quality vegetables around. Lots of protection, plenty of card draw, and just a really consistent 99 that can help your commander function to the best of its ability. True commanders are really cool, as often they can be seen as kind of main character type strategies. Sometimes you can get a sentimental kind of connection to the creatures that you're playing and to the cards that you like to play. And because they are the strategy, typically you fall in love with the commander a bit more than if it was just a generic vegetable commander. So the next time you go looking through EDH Rec or your bulk you've recently stashed away for legendary creatures, ask yourself, what kind of commander are you in the mood for? Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video has provided a little bit of inspiration for you as you go and seek out your next commander to helm one of your decks. What kind of commander are you currently looking for? Let me know in the comments below. Are you looking for something that can provide the rest of your 99 with an easy to follow strategy? Are you looking for something that can provide you with a bunch of card draw, removal, or ramp? Or are you looking for one of those big swing finishes with those functional commanders? You let me know. I'd love to talk about it in the comments below. I'd like to take this time now to thank all my patrons. Your continued support means so much to me. Thank you to Red Toter, Francis Wilson, George Vazanelis, Philly123, Chris Smith, Son of Zygote, Ruby Storm, Raphael DDL, and Hayeo. Thank you guys all for your continued support. It truly means so much to me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you guys all next time.